Good morning, all you shiny, happy people, and congratulations, Los Angeles Rams, for winning the Super Bowl. Though, really, for most of us, the highlights were the commercials, and I guess if you're into hip hop, the mid-game halftime show with Dre and Snoop and Eminem and Mary J. Blige and the others. Of course, the trailers for Doctor Strange and Moon Knight broke, and wow, just wow. And congratulations, Los Angeles Rams. Anyways, it's Monday. It is 7:30. It is the 14th day of February, which means for you and a lot of us, it's Valentine's Day, which, is either a great holiday or a horrible holiday, depending upon your point of view. Or, it's just an excuse to get candy. It's about 52 degrees and sunny here in Ventura, California. We have a high winds warning, an excessive heat warning, and an earthquake warning. And of course, with high winds and excessive heat warnings, we also have a fire warning. So that's just something to look forward to. Anyways, it's time for the tabletop role-playing game news for the beginning of the week. Let's take a look at what's happening in the world of gaming since last we spoke. And of course, the number one story for those of us here in Ventura, California is, sadly, February 28th, Seths Games and Anime, here in Ventura, California, my friendly local game shop for over 20 years, will be closing its doors for the last time. There is a new owner of the units, and apparently the new owner is supposedly raising the rent to a point that Seth cannot afford to maintain the space that he's maintained. So, sadly, after 20-some-odd years, Seths Games and Anime will be closing on February 28th. So, if you live within the Ventura County, Los Angeles area, Orange County, Orange County, sorry, Oxnard, Camarillo, Ventura, Ojai, Santa Barbara, or anywhere in Southern California, please come down and visit Seths Games and Anime for one last time, anytime between Tuesday the 15th and Monday the 28th for those great last day sales, and of course saying goodbye to an institution. There's a lot of positive things I could say about Seths Games and Anime, and of course sadly lots of negative things that could say about Seths Games and Anime. To its accord, it did manage to stay open through all of COVID and offered a safe place for people to come and game. It has always been the number one source of role-playing game support here in Ventura, in that it always provided games and tables for pickup games, and places for me to go and run my games, and places for other people to go and run their games, and places for people to meet and talk about games. Does Seths have a less than positive reputation? Yes, but that is not the topic of this vlog. If you want me to get into detail about Seths Games and Anime, both the positive and the negative, let me know and we can do a separate vlog. Otherwise, this is just sad news for those of us who live in Ventura County. Sure, we have 3 other stores here in Ventura that I know of, and another store in Camarillo, and another store in Santa Barbara, and another store over wherever Game Ogre is, Toluca Lake, Woodland Hills area. So it's not like we're losing our stores. In fact, it's pretty ridiculous that there are 3 stores all within 20 minutes of walking distance, all trying to do the exact same thing. But again, that's the topic for another vlog. Anyways, hopefully we can still maintain what little tabletop role-playing game crowd there is left, and we can find another place to support role-playing and a place for me to run and play my games. Moving on. What is going on in the world of tabletop role-playing games? Of course, we have the Roll for Charity event going on in the United Kingdom. It's £18 or about $21 American, I think, is the conversion. If you want to support a great charity, which is, of course, COVID vaccine awareness and providing, I can't talk this morning, providing vaccines for individuals in the Great Britain area, you could support this charity and you get a free shirt and about $100 worth of physical and digital product. Yay, charity. Wizards of the Coast has posted their earnings for 2021. They have claimed they made about $1 billion for Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, whatever. 74% of that was Magic. And board games and tabletop gamings. 44% of that was the rest of the stuff. And 26 of that was digital games. So it looks like, yeah. And if there's any question about the future of Wizards of the Coast, despite what they're saying with the new president of Wizards of the Coast and the new CEO of Hasbro, and Hasbro turning Wizards of the Coast into the digital gaming aspect of their industry, it seems like, yes, the direction Wizards of the Coast is going digital. Congratulations, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, for making $1.3 billion. Wizards of the Coast is offering several new grants and contests for the tabletop role-playing game. Applications are now open for Wizards of the Coast Retail Improvement Grant for 2022. Remember the Wizards of the Coast stores? Anybody remember those? Wizards of the Coast did have a store for about 5 minutes in a couple different places. So now they're providing grants for friendly local game stores to, I guess, spruce themselves up and become more available to people in their neighborhoods. So they're providing a grant for like furniture, decor, design improvements, storefronts, marketing, construction, electrical, flooring, plumbing, roofing. Perhaps Seths Games and Anime know about this. They could have applied for this grant because they definitely could have used the influx of cash. We also have a I Need Diverse Games for gamers of diversity. I don't know why they're literally calling it black gamers in the ad. It's really anybody who falls into a diversity niche, which I don't even know what that means anymore. Shame on you for just saying it's for black developers. It's for anybody. I Need Diverse Games is a grant application for anybody out there who feels they fall within one of the diversities, like being a person of color or a person of with a disability or LGBTQ or whatever. If you feel you are a game designer and feel you fall into one of those diversity, God, there's no way to talk about this without sounding stupid and racist, is there? So yeah, there's a grant. It's a $10,000 grant for game designers who feel that they might not otherwise be able to get their games into the general public eye due to diversity. Wow. I mean, just wow. I mean, there's no way to talk about this without sounding like a racist idiot. So this is just really a horrible way to present a grant for individuals who might not otherwise be able to get product noticed by the big stuff. I'm sure there's got to be a better way to have said this than the way they said it in the news blurb. Yeah, we're Wizards of the Coast, and we're always culturally aware of the various diversities that our product is available to. We're going to show you how socially aware we are by making a grant specifically to single out people. And we're going to post the news blarb in such a way that there is absolutely no way anybody can talk about it without sounding like a racist idiot. Thanks, Wizards of the Coast. Finally, a company called Isgrim has launched an indie publisher contest to help fund independent game projects. Why is this happening? This is happening in a direct response to the fact that Kickstarter has decided to start accepting blockchains. And a lot of industry people do not want to support that because blockchain / cryptocurrency, very limiting. A lot of individuals don't have it. A lot of individuals don't even know what it is. I tried explaining crypto coins to my family, my mom and dad the other day, and that's like, yeah, no, it's just about how do you explain non-existent money? So because Kickstarter has decided to accept and go towards the digital currency world, a lot of people are confused by this. A lot of people are concerned about this. Obviously, there is a lot of conspiracies and there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of issues with cryptocurrency and digital funds. So in response, a lot of companies are starting their own Kickstarters or grant programs, which I think is what this is all about. So yeah, lots of new ways for you to get grants if you fall into the various niches. Moving on, perhaps we can find another topic I can talk about that doesn't make me sound like a complete racist idiot. Yeah. We have more upcoming news about the Dark Souls role-playing game from Stegeforge Games. This will be using the 5e engine, but considering that they are tearing it apart and rebuilding it to make it appropriate to the genre/world/feeling of Dark Souls, it is obviously not a Dungeons & Dragons style game. This is going to be supposedly a very dark, grim, violent game to represent the world of Dark Souls, which means it's sort of not going to be anything like D&D, but it's still using the D25E engine, which, of course, there's some thought that if I take apart 5e and rebuild it to become Dark Souls, it really isn't 5e anymore. I think you're only just calling it 5e so you can get, that extra 15% attention. Because, other than the stats and the idea of classes, everything else is going to be completely different. So, yeah, I don't really know what to think about this. But there's already a huge interest in it, so we'll see where it goes. Son of Oak Publishing, the publishers of the City of Mist role-playing game, has announced a cyberpunk role-playing game called Otherworld. It will be coming soon to Kickstarter or whatever. The core rulebook will also launch with a Japan setting called the City of Tokyo. It will use the same core rules from City of Mist and take place in an alternate far future version of the City of Mist setting. Apparently it deals with background radiation. There are all sorts of the usual cyberpunk things and what looks like there's magic as well. So really it's, I guess, another attempt to do Shadowrun. There is a new Game Master's Toolkit available for the Dishonored role-playing game. I didn't even know there was a Dishonored role-playing. No, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. This is from our friends at the company whose name I always get wrong, Modifius or Mofidius. This is be a 51-page booklet with offering advice, details, locations, NPCs, rules, tokens, GM screen for the Dishonored role-playing game. Two of the largest digital storefronts for tabletop role-playing games, DriveThru and Itchio, both announced on social media that they have no interest at this point in time in supporting cryptocurrency or NFT content. They say that they see no use for this technology in our business ever, which means they will continue to accept credit cards and all the normal ways people pay things as opposed to cryptocurrency. Ravensburg, the German publishing company of popular board games such as the Castles of Burgundy, announced that they are investing $4.5 million in the crowdfunding site GameFound. This tabletop gaming-focused crowdfunding platform was created by various individuals in the European game market as a direct competition to Kickstarter, and they will be doing games, toys, books, puzzles, education, role-playing games, board games, all the other stuff, but it will be what Kickstarter was before they started taking cryptocurrency. Yeah, so if you want to see an alternative to Kickstarter become available, take a look at the future of GameFound. And now it's time to move our attention to bundles. This week's Humble Bumbles is from the Black Library. It's offering us another bundle of ebooks for Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. Bundle features 25 PDFs covering Warhammer, Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, the House of Heresy, and more. The bundle benefits the Every Library Institute and runs through the end of this week. Over at Bundle of Holding, we have 4 bundles this week. One is from Baker Street. This is the entire line of the investigation RPG scenario group game. It comes with Baker Street, Sherlock by Gaslight, and all the case books. This is $20. We have something called Bundle for Two. This is our all-new Valentine collection of 2-player tabletop role-playing games. The starter collection is $10 and includes Beak, Feather and Bone, Ex Umbra, Dear Friend, Prism, and Codex Love 2. There's a bonus collection with Starcrossed, Ex Novo, Double or Nothing, One More Thing, and English Airy. These are all role-playing games that are able to be played by a minimum of 2 players without any difficulty. I think a lot of them have rules for playing with more players, but they were all built with the idea of player, DM, and that's it. From EABA, we have stuff for the Corpse / EABA Universal Role-Playing Game. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Corpse was another attempt to create a tabletop role-playing game that was a universal system. Then they changed the name to EABA. The starter collection is $6 and contains EABA version 2, EABA Vern, and Corpse Volume 3. The bonus collection contains EABA Stuff, EABA Intergram, EABA Agency and 1957, and Eschaton, Eschaton, Eschaton? Eschaton? I don't know what that word is. Blech. I remember Corpse. I think I remember EABA. I don't remember a lot about it, other than it was another attempt to be a tabletop role-playing universal system. $6 though, couldn't hurt to take a look. We have from stuff for Mindjammer. This is a transhuman space opera tabletop role-playing game. This is everything you need for the game. The core collection is $13, contains Mindjammer the RPG, The City People, Enhanced Commonality, Space Schematic, and Mindjammer the novel. The bonus collection contains the core world sourcebook, The Far Havens, Children of Orion, and Hearts of the Mind. So if you're looking for a space opera tabletop role-playing game, check this out. I don't remember this one, but I'm sure there's a bunch of games out there I've never heard of. This supposedly was from 2018. From Goodman Games, we have another collection of supplements for any tabletop role-playing game. The starter collection is $10 and comes with the Adventurer's Almanac, the DM Campaign Tracker, PC Pearls, GM Gems. The bonus collection comes with the Dungeon Alphabet, the Monster Alphabet, the Cthulhu Alphabet, 50 fantastic functions for the D50, and adventure modules that don't suck. The only one that sounds interesting to me is the EABA, and maybe the Bundle for Two. I don't know. Not really. Nothing here really sounds great this week, but, whatever. Let's see if there's anything else that can go going on in the world. There is an article about blockchains and NFTs and how it might be affecting the tabletop role-playing game world. Obviously, as digital currency becomes more and more of a thing, more and more digital storefronts like DriveThru or whatever will have to address the issue of whether they're going to continue to accept the existing forms of payment, PayPal, credit cards, Amazon Pay, whatever have you. I mean, I still use just, take the money out of my checking account. Here's my debit card number. But I guess there's lots of new things. Cryptocurrency, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, PayPal, Sandwich Pay. I don't know. I've lost track. Apparently, the whole Super Bowl was sponsored by various cryptocurrencies. And I was told that there were cryptocurrencies ATMs at the Super Bowl location, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. All the vendors were accepting cryptocurrency. Several of the Super Bowl specific event sponsored vendors were only accepting cryptocurrency and no other form of currency. This is, I don't know. I mean, could I not walk up to a vendor and hand him $5 and ask him for a soda? as you know, I went to Disneyland on last week, and I did notice that several of the merchants were accepting direct pay only. You could give them cash, but they preferred you to use credit card or the thing where they scan the barcode on your phone. So yes, digital currency seems to be of the future of retail right now, which means that everybody who does tabletop role-playing game or board game or anything to do with our hobby, whether it be a big box retail, online retail, or a friendly local game store, formerly that was Seths Games and Anime here in Ventura, they're going to have to consider whether that's a thing they want to deal with or not. And at some point in the nebulous future, they may be presented that there's no other choice. Cash and credit cards may cease to exist as we know them, as everything goes crypto. I do, in fact, own 0.00001 of a crypto coin, which is currently worth about $500. Yay. Anything else going on in the news? Oh yes, the half edition shuffle has began. It is February 2022, which means we are now 2 years away to whatever Wizards of the Coast is going to do with Dungeons & Dragons in 2024. We have no clue what we're going to do. We can speculate, but then with the announcement of the new CEO of Hasbro and the new president of Wizards of the Coast, we've got, actually now, again, we're back to square one. No idea what you're going to do because the new people in charge might completely change the direction that Wizards of the Coast was going. We thought we had a general idea based upon the stuff that came out in Mordenkainen, but over the weekend I spoke to a large group of 5e players, and pretty much every one of them had absolutely no idea that the changes had even been made, what the changes were, and when I tried to explain it to them, all of them were like, wait, those are just house rules, right? We don't actually have to follow those because those sound stupid. So that's at least a dozen 5e players I spoke to over the weekend, all of whom had never heard of Mordenkainen or any of the changes that had been made to 5e over the past year and going forward into 2024, and all 12 of them thought the changes were stupid. So suck it, Wizards of the Coast, and suck it, J. Scott Garrity. But that was before last week. Everything changed because Wizards of the Coast has a new president. Hasbro has a new CEO. The direction could change completely. So anything predicted for 2024 is now out the window. But yes, we are at the halfway point, I guess. So hopefully between now and February of 2024, we will have a general idea of Wizards of the Coast has planned for the future of Dungeons & Dragons. But your guess is as good as mine as of today. And in closing, once again, we bid farewell to Seths Games and Anime, who has been my tabletop role-playing game home for the past 20 years. Some bad times, a lot of good times. It was where I ran my single most successful campaign, the Freeport campaign, which lasted 8 years. My second most successful campaign, my Tomb of Annihilation campaign, which lasted over a year. Played in numerous wonderful campaigns run by multiple great individuals, including Tristan Marks, Aaron Cornelius, Seth Bradley, and Matt Broman. Where am I going to game? And what's going to happen to the product that is in Seths? Apparently Dream World Collectibles, which is a chain of stores, that one of which has a location here in the Pacific View Mall in Ventura, is going to be taking over a lot of Seth's special orders, a lot of Seth's product. What's going to happen to Ralph's product, as they are separate entities, I don't know. It's very sad since Ralph's Comics has been such an institute here in Ventura, California for at least 40 years. Seth's has been an institute for at least 20 years, of which I've been in there at least once a week, every week, for 20 years, other than the year I took off from gaming. So, yeah, it's very sad to see this store closed. And will we have a place where we can go and just sit down and have spontaneous role-playing games? Well, we do know Endgame is going to be doing a once-a-month role-playing game thing, maybe. Don't know about Arsenal. Don't know about Dream World. Obviously, there's still Xander's over in Camarillo and Game Ogre that are still going to be doing their gaming. But for those of us in Ventura, we've just lost a huge part of our gaming life. So thank you, Seth Bradley, for 20 years of great times and great memories. It is very sad. And with that tragic news, I'm going to say again, go Lakers! Go Rams, go Cubs, go Lakers, go whatever team. I don't know what I'm saying. I obviously need more caffeine, so I should just shut up. If you appreciate the content that's coming out of my mouth, let me know. If you don't appreciate the content that's coming out of my mouth, let me know, because I can't fix it if you don't tell me what's broken. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please subscribe. Take a moment of your time. It doesn't cost you anything and helps me reach that mythical 1,000 subs goal. Remember, if I reach 1,000 subs by August 4th, 2022, I'll do something crazy. Like, I don't know, shave my head, get a mohawk, or go back to Star Wars land at Disneyland. I don't know. We'll see what happens. August 4th, 2022, 1,000 subs. Till then, thanks, Seths Games and Anime. Now get off my land!